Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And now we got a new project. We got a Cadillac XLR. I've already taped it off a little bit because it's raining outside today. So we got a project for this. So we're going to, obviously, customer wants to change the radio because it's stock still. We want to do an upgrade in the door speakers and the dash speakers, but we don't know what we're going to do yet because I don't know what I can fit in here. My goal is to put in, because this car is a convertible. It's a drop top convertible. So my goal is to see if I can get enough bass out of the system without putting a sub in here, because in all honesty, God's truth, there's not a lot of room. But you know, we want the best possible sound no matter what we do. So we're going to take the door panels apart. We always gonna do some sound treatment for that. We're gonna take the dash apart as far as where the stock speakers go, and see if what we can do there. Maybe a big mid-range, a middler, a tweeter. I really don't know at this point. We're just gonna have to kind of like take it apart and then understand what the goal is in the long run. If we can get like a middler, it'd be awesome. So new radio. We always got to retain the steering wheel controls. New radio here, without replacing the dash. We're probably going to put a USB in here so you can charge his phone as well. OnStar is not important anymore as far as the system goes. We're going to pull the stock amp, which I believe is down there. Then we're going to identify the wires, and then we're going to work from there. So first we're going to start taking apart the door panels. We may lower the roof first. Then we'll take apart the door panels and then see what that is. And if we can get the dash off and we get this whole car apart today, we could develop a better plan. So step by step, we're going to take it apart, get it going, get everything figured out, and then make all our calls based on there. I did kind of have an idea what I would like to do, but I don't know if that's going to pan out the way I want it to be. So stay tuned, and we'll go from there. So as you can see, we pulled the dash out. That was very uncomplicated. It's a big giant hole, and you saw that big radio that came out. This particular car has Bose, and I think you can see that it's Bose here. But here's the Bose amplifier, and when we first started the car, it had no audio. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this amplifier out, this Bose amp under the kick panel, and then like I said, we still gotta take these door panels apart to see how that's set up, and we still gotta take that dash apart and see what I can squeeze in there as far as speaker size. Ooh, sorry. So we squeeze that, see what's squeezed in there. I also took the opportunity to hook up my battery charger on the car, and hopefully that we keep this battery charged. It's got a small battery in it, but that's okay, we can make it work. So we'll take this apart, pull the amp out, pull out from where it seats, and then we'll see if we got room to put an amp there, or we gotta put it somewhere else. We gotta pull a seat or something like that. We're also gonna, like I said, take door panels, so I'll take a video of that, we'll take it apart, and you'll at least see one of them anyway. I'll take one apart. And as you can see, we pulled the amp out. And this is a big dog. We just set there for now. This thing has a lot of stuff on it for such a car with not that many speakers. But as this car does have some cool speakers. It actually has speakers here too in the seats. So some of the channels go here. 2 channels obviously go to the dash, and some of the channels go here. So we're gonna figure out how this thing is wired up, and then figure out how we're gonna attack it as far as doing the setup on it. So we're gonna keep moving on. So I took the dash apart off camera because I really didn't know how to do it. So I took it apart. It was actually pretty easy. It just took a little bit of effort, you know, because the screws are hidden. So the whole dash pad comes off, and it's really, really simple though. So obviously the A pillars come off, both sides. And then you're gonna have to, there's a 7mm bolt here. And then once this dash piece is off, you'll see there's a 7mm bolt there. And then there's one that's hidden right in there. And then you'll find the same thing on the other side. There's a screw on the other side. And then the entire dash pad physically comes off. Then you can disconnect the sensor. And then now you have the entire dash off, and you can kind of work on however you want to do it from the standpoints of just how it comes apart and put a new speaker in there. So it looks like there's a 4-inch speaker in the dash. Not like a middler, but like a true 4. So let's see what we could come up with to make that work as far as what we're trying to do, and see if we can maybe even do a center, but I'm not sure we're gonna do that yet. So stay tuned. Gotta get the doors off. I'll do some video on that, and then we'll go from there. The dash pad, like I said, I didn't want to film it because I really didn't know how it came off, but when it was all said and done, it was very, very, very simple. It was literally 4 screws, and it slides off, and nothing really complicated. So I'll keep going. I'll, like I said, get the door panel off, and then I'll work from there, and you'll see what I'm at. And then we can kind of dream up what our possibility as far as audio system goes, and where we're going to put everything in this car. And hopefully it won't be too painful. We'll find out though. All right. So like I said, it's cool, but next thing we move on to these door panels and see how that comes apart, and then we'll videotape that, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna put in the dash as far as speaker goes, whether we do like a coax, a really nice coax, or you know, to create like almost like a three-way setup scenario, and then do something with the door. That might be dope. So I'll tape that, and then we'll go there. All right, keep watching. So we need to take this door panel apart. Like I said before, it's really simple. We gotta remove that light here. There's a 10mm back there, and we gotta take this rubber paste out of here and take the 2 10mm out there, and the door panel should snap right off. So we'll take that apart. I'll video that one, and then you'll see how it comes apart. All right. So as you can see, door panel came off really easy. Just technically 3 screws, snap panel. It's not pins that fit in here. Nothing broke. Carbon fiber door. I mean, sorry, this is looks like some kind of plastics. We got a 10-inch woofer in here. So what we'll do is we'll pull a 10 and see what we can stick in this door panel. Hopefully something big, real big. Maybe not a 10, but something big. All right, stay tuned. It's now time to get some sound deadening on this door. These will stop rattling, but we'll get some sound deadening on this door, some hush mat. We'll do this. We'll clean this up, tighten this up also, and then we'll work on the other door as well. But we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. We just gotta get some work done on this car. Stay tuned. So we got the doors sound deadened. Got the door sound deadened here. We got to make a bracket for the driver we're going to put. So I think we're going to wind up putting an 8 in here. That's the goal, put an 8-inch driver. And we're going to put some really nice point source 4-inch in the dash, because that's a deep dog right there since we have everything off. So it's just getting the right stuff for the right job. So I got to get some speakers. I think I'm going to go with a Morel here, and then I'm going to do an Audison AP 8-inch woofer in here and see how that works out. I got to look at the design of it. But it's coming together. The dash is out, like I said before. Everything's ran. We just got to get some USBs. I got to run a mic wire. I can get that done, and then we'll move on to the speakers and get all day 2 back on the Cadillac XLR. And so I think I decided on the equipment for it. One, the radio, the customer already had the radio, which is a Kenwood DDX 5707. He wanted a CD player. And then we're gonna go with the Audison Forza 8-channel. This one is, let's spin it around. AFM 81.4 bit. This amp is bridgeable. That's the reason why I decided to go with that. So we got some power wire, and we're also going to do some Morel point sources. This is cool. It's a little wet outside because it's been rainy. Some point sources for the dash. And these are really sick. So these are going to go right really nicely in the dash. So we're going to have a nice monster in the dash. Hopefully they work really well. And then we're going to also do an Audison Prima AP8 for the doors. So let's get back to work. I'm gonna get those speakers in the dash on there. I'll find a home for these this amplifier, this Audison amplifier, and it's pretty big from the standpoints of bigness. The box isn't big, but you can see how big it is. So let's look at this real quick. Let's take the packaging out. And this is an 8-channel compact. It's not a compact, but this is their bigger amp. Their 8-channel. It's got 4-gauge inputs. It's got 8 channels out, which is bridgeable. A DRC controller. It's not that small. They're not that big. So yeah, if you look at it from the standpoint of an iPhone, look how big the iPhone is. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's not that much bigger than 2 iPhones, 3 iPhones. So we'll get these speakers put in. We'll film a little bit of that. We'll get some wires ran, we'll film a little bit of that, and then we'll go from there. So let's take a look at the dash speaker switch out. So we're gonna go from this Bose speaker, which is almost a 4-inch speaker, not quite close to a 4-inch, a little bit bigger. It's a middler speaker, to this Morel Ultra, Axma Ultra. We weren't gonna change them to a different one, but look at the difference in speaker. It's just night and day difference in size. So if you look at it on the size difference, you can see how much difference in size it is. So what you get with that is you get a 50-watt speaker with 4 ohms, and it's a 4-inch, and it's a coaxial, versus this Midler, which probably handles about 30 or 35 watts. So we had to obviously cut the dash to get that speaker to fit. So we got one of them in right now, and there's fingerprints, so just don't worry about that. But that's what the speaker fits in like. So we're gonna get this all wrapped up. We still gotta do the other side. There's another hole. We're not gonna do anything with the middle speaker, the center channel, because we don't need it. And we're on day number 3 of the XLR build, sorry. So it's a Cadillac XLR, and we ran all the wires to the back of the car, so you can see the harnesses right here. They ran all the way back here. The amp's gonna wind up ultimately here. So we're gonna take the Audison amplifier and put it in this location down here somehow. We're gonna mount it obviously, and go from there. But yeah, it's going good. We ran all the wires down the side of the car. We actually pulled the battery, ran a grommet in there to it. All the wires are ran down this line here, tucked underneath there because it's a little release latch right there. We're doing high level in. As you can see, the dash is back on. And then we have all the power wires right up here. We got to make some kind of mount to hold the fuse holder. But we put a waterproof grommet in there, and we're getting to a point where we should have some sound. We are waiting on one part, which is the dash kit. I don't know if I'm going to take the dash kit that they give me and modify it, or if I'm going to take the dash and you know, do something else with it because it's wood grain. So I got to figure out a way to make it look good. And I know there's ways to do it. I just got to get to that point. So I got to first get audio, get these car back panel back together, and figure out how I'm gonna mount the amp. Then I can go from the rest of the stuff once the radio gets here, once the radio kit gets here. The radio's here, the DSP kit's not. So stay tuned. Once again, we're on day three, and we got wires ran. We got everything hooked up. We just got to do some mounts for the fuse holder and get the amp mounted somewhere in the back here, and then we should be able to go from there. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a tight location. All right, bye. So we got the amp all wired up. It's in here like this. We got the actual the actual USB already ran out here. We didn't run it up the front, but we ran it right here. All the wires ran and tucked in, and it got this whole car back together. The reason why I did all that, it didn't film, is because it was just too tight to film. Like I said, I showed you all the wires I ran. We soldered everything in here. We made everything connection. We also have the amp mounted directly, all 4 screws. So now we got to do the fuse holder, and hopefully we'll get the radio kit in today, and then we can get some other work done on this car. So we're halfway through today. At least I can get the radio powered up and probably get the unit set up today once we get the doors done. So we're working on the doors as we speak, as far as getting them set up for this car. We're gonna get those put in, CNC'd, 8-inch woofer, bam. Stay tuned. So we have these panels CNC'd to get the 8-inch Audison in the door. So we're gonna have the 4-inch tweeter, 4-inch coaxial of the dash. And then we're gonna have the 8-inch, and then we also took the time to put the baffle in there. So when we put the door panel on, like that side, you're gonna be able to, it's gonna butt up against the actual door panel and have the base go right into the door. So it'll be nice and tight. So as you can hear the dings of the doorbell. We're wrapping up this Cadillac with the 4-inch in the dash, Morels, and the 8-inch Audisons in the doors. And we got this dash kit here. This is a Metra 993030B. That dash kit gives you all the controls for steering wheel controls. It also gives you the kit itself. It's in black. It's not gray like this, but as you can see, it blends with the dash really well. That was one of my concern, that the dash would look not that well, because if we use the gray one or the silver one that comes factory, we'd have to modify it, and I didn't tell the customer I was going to modify it. So we're going to stick with this. So all we do now, we have to tune it. Now we're going to do a top-up tune on the DSP, and then we're going to do go on the actual factory Kenwood EQ and just make some adjustments with the top down. That way the customer can do everything without having a separate controller or getting crazy like that. So I'm going to show you what the differences are, and we're just going to tune this car up and get it going. All right, stay tuned. So we got the Cadillac all wrapped up. We did a lot of equalization, but we made it sound like it's got really good kick drums in the doors because we're using the 8. And let's play a track for you. Let's see how it sounds. Pretty good, just for a couple of 8s, some 4s, some rear speakers that are factory, a lot of equalization, and we got it pretty much dialed in. So catch you on the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.